budding charms, a sale is back 50% off on our CBSE subscriptions. For that, you need to use a code UNLOCK and get 50% off. And this is the best time to go for this deal. So please make use of it. Hey budding charms, I have a small question for you. Are you all familiar with writing diaries? What about your notebooks? If you want to write a checklist, you have to make use of a sticky note. What about keynotes? And if you take all these examples, there is something in common. What is that? I think it's paper, right? So without paper, we cannot write anything. But have you ever thought how these papers are manufactured? We need to understand that. And that's where we need to understand the importance of manufacturing these papers. And that's what we are going to learn now. Are you all ready? If you're ready, just give me a thumbs up in the comment box. Let's get started. Hey budding charms, I hope everyone is doing well, and we are back with the next one-shot session on the topic called industries, and this is chapter number 4 of geography, and I hope everyone going through all the lessons that have been uploaded already. And this is Aishwarya Sindhu Ramachandran and I'm your geography educator, and if you find any kind of doubts in between, please don't hesitate to ask your doubts in the comment box. I'm here to help you out. Not only that, please have a notebook and a pen along with you so you can note down the important points as we are going to discuss multiple concepts today. So without much ado, let's get into the contents here. So these are the various topics that we will learn today. So we are going to start off with the classification of industries, factors affecting location of industries, industrial system, industrial regions, and finally major industries. So these are the main things that we will learn today. Are you all ready? Shall we start? Yes, I guess. So let's get started. And look at it. Oh, we are going to start off with a very basic definition of industry. What is meant by that? It is the economic activity concerned with the production of goods and its services. Let's take the example of this pencil. If I want to write this pencil, it must be manufactured by some company, right? Yes. So companies are nothing but the ones which are responsible for manufacturing products like these. So companies are manufacturing units which can manufacture these kind of products, and they can sell it and we can buy it, and therefore these products can be used for our necessities. So industries are very much important in our day-to-day lives. So when you consider industries, these are of different types. But how they're different from one another? That's what we are going to learn next. Look at this one. Oh, this is a huge classification, right? But don't worry, that is what we are going to simplify it one by one. So based on raw materials, industries are divided into 4 as agro-based, marine-based, forest-based and mineral-based industries. Similarly, based on size, the industries are categorized into 2 as small-scale industries and large-scale industries. And based on ownership, the industries are divided into private sectors, cooperative sectors, joint sectors, and finally public sectors. So this is the way in which industries are categorized. And now it's time to learn these industries one by one. So we are going to start off with the classification based on raw materials. So based on raw materials, we have different types of industries. And which are these? Let's learn it. Oh, look at this one. This is the very first type of industry. What is it? Agro-based industries. Agro-based industries. What is meant by that? Industries use plant and animal-based products as raw materials. There must be some raw materials to make the product, right? But what are these raw materials? These can be plant and animal-based products. And there are various industries come under this category. What are they? Food processing, vegetable oil, cotton textile, dairy products, leather industries, etc. All these are considered as various industries come under the category of agro-based industries. Oh, this is nothing but mineral-based industry. This particular industry uses mineral ores as their raw materials, and product of these industries become raw materials to other industries as well. What is meant by that? Industries use mineral ores as their raw material, but the product that you make out of these can be raw materials to other industries too. How it is possible? Let's take an example here. Iron is a primary product from the iron ores. Correct? In this way, iron ores can be a material for making iron so that this can be utilized for various other industries such as heavy machinery, building materials, railway coaches, etc. So this is the way the mineral industry is working. It is given that it's nothing but the fish oil. How fish oil is connected with marine-based industries? Let's find out. Industries use products from sea and oceans as raw materials. So the raw materials are sourced from seas and oceans. That is what the connection between these products and these industries. And what about different kinds of industries come under the category? Seafood processing, fish oil manufacture. These are considered as examples to it. And now we are going to learn the next type. What is this one? Forest-based industry. Oh, industries use porous produce as raw materials. These are very simple. Paper industry, furnitures, pharmaceuticals, all of these are considered as various industries come under the category of forest-based industries. Now we are going to classify the industries based on size. How? We are going to categorize it into two types as small-scale industries and large-scale industries. Here is the very first one. Small-scale industries use a lesser amount of capital and technology. So if you talk about the capital, it's very, very less. What about the technology? The use of technology is also considered very low. So you can say these examples such as silk weaving, pottery, food processing, etc. So these are having very less capital and less use of technology. And now we are going to talk about large-scale industries. Large-scale industries have high capital investment and high use of technology to produce large volumes of products. So here you need to make more products. High volume of products have to be manufactured. In this case, capital must be high. At the same time, the use of technology also must be high. Clear? And now what we are going to learn is all about the next classification. Classification based on ownership. Very, very important. So in this way, we are going to learn the very first one, private sector industries. What does mean by that? This is owned by an individual or a group of individuals. What does it mean by that? It can be owned by an individual or a group of people. Let's take an example. What is that? TCS, Tata Consultancy Services. What about the next one? Let's learn. This one, oh, public sector industry. What is that? These are owned and operated by the government. Oh, so these are owned and operated by government. So HAL, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. Hindustan Aeronautics Limited is one of the government-owned public sector industries. Clear? Joint sector industries. What are these? Joint sector industries are owned and operated by the state and group of individuals. So here it is owned and operated by state and a group of individuals. So that is what the reason we have to talk about Maruti here. Or Maruti Suzuki is actually one of the joint sector industries. Clear? Cooperative sector industries. What are these cooperative sector industries? These are owned and operated by producers or suppliers of raw materials, workers, or both. You need to be very clear with the point. These are owned and operated by producers or suppliers of raw materials, or it can be workers or both. Clear? And that's where we need to talk about Amul. So Amul is one of the industries which is owned and operated by producers or suppliers of raw materials or workers or both. Clear? And now we are going to talk about the next one. Look at it. It's all about the factors affecting the location of industries. So for a particular company or a particular industry to be located in an area, there must be certain things have to be met. There are certain conditions have to be met. So government provides incentives like subsidized power, low transport cost and other infrastructures. So due to these benefits, industries can concentrate to certain areas. So industrialization often leads to development and growth of towns and cities. Not only that, for the growth of towns and cities, industrialization also helps. How? Industries are concentrated in the areas where the factors are easily available. So there are various factors in which make industries to concentrate in a particular area. But what are these? Availability of raw materials, labor, land, capital, power, transport, market and water. So these are very essential for an industry to grow. Clear? So, for an industry to locate in a particular area, it is very much essential to get all these necessities on time. Whenever or wherever these facilities are available, the industries will be more concentrated towards that area. Now, we are going to talk about industrial system. What is it? This consists of inputs, processes and outputs. Please remember these terms. Inputs, processes and outputs. What about inputs? Inputs means we have to add something from our side. What must be that? Raw materials, labor, cost of land, transport, power, other infrastructure. All these are considered as inputs. What about processes? This include conversion of raw materials into finished product. How? I know I put a lot of raw materials. But these raw materials have to be processed to make that final product. These raw materials have to be processed to create or to manufacture the final product. Clear? For example, if you consider this pencil is a final product. But to manufacture this pencil, they would have added a lot of raw materials, right? Graphite, wood, all of these. So, wood and graphite pieces are considered as raw materials, whereas pencil is considered as the final product. So, to make this final product, there are certain processes have to occur. Clear? And here we know the outputs are the end products and the income earned from it. So, whatever the income that you generate from this plus the final product generation can be called it as outputs. Clear? It's all about industrial regions. What are these? When number of industries locate close to each other and share the benefit, industrial regions emerge. So, an area can be a group of industries too. Clear? So, major industrial regions such as Eastern and Northern America, Eastern, Western and Central Europe and Eastern Asia are located in temperate areas near seaports and coal fields. So, the raw materials have to be easily available. At the same time, transportation also must be very easy. Clear? So, that is what the reason these industries are concentrated near seaports. And you can find that coal fields are nearby. So, the raw materials can be easily extracted. So, India has various industrial regions such as Mumbai, Pune cluster, Bangalore, Tamil Nadu region, Hooghly region, Ahmedabad, Baroda region, Chota Nagpur industrial belt, Visakhapatnam, Guntur belt, Gurgaon, Delhi, Meerut region and Kollam, Thiruvananthapuram industrial cluster. So, these are the various industrial regions in India. What we are going to learn now is all about the major industries. So, what are these major industries? Iron and steel industry, textile industry and information technology. So, the very first one is going to be iron and steel industry. So, let's learn together and here we are going to talk about iron and steel industry. So, it is a feeder industry whose products are used as raw materials for other industries. So, look at it. So, this particular one can be raw material to other industries too. How? Industry inputs can be iron ore, coal, limestone, labor, capital, site and other infrastructure. And what about the process? So, we know that already. The process of converting iron ore into steel includes process of smelting in a blast furnace. So, iron and steel, both of these products are different. Right? So, in a blast furnace, the iron has to undergo a process called smelting so that it can turn into a different product called steel. And what about steel? Steel can be easily shaped, cut or made into wires, and special alloys can also be made by adding small amount of metals such as aluminum, nickel and copper. So this is the way in which you can say the iron can be a raw material to make other products. About steel producing centers, very important. Bhilai, Burnpur, Bokaro, Bhadravati, Jamshedpur, Rourkela, Visakhapatnam and Salem. So these are considered as various centers of steel production. Now let's learn a few of them in detail. The very first one is Jamshedpur. This can also be called as Old Sakchi. Okay. So before independence, Tisco was a private-owned steel company. This was the only one steel company present during that time. But after independence, government took the initiative and set up different multiple steel and iron industries in different locations. Clear? Yes. So Jamshedpur is only 32 km away from Kalimati station on the Bengal-Nagpur railway line. So the transportation also becomes so easy here. Right? Yes. So Tisco gets coal from Jeria coal fields and iron ore, limestone, dolomite and manganese from Odisha and Chhattisgarh. So look at it. Raw materials can be received from these areas and sufficient water supply from Kharkai and Subarnarekha rivers. So this is how an industry is located in a particular area. Clear? And that is what the reason we call Jamshedpur is one of the major spots of steel and iron industry. And now we are going to talk about Pittsburgh. It is a steel city of the USA, United States of America. And local availability of coal is a major advantage here. And iron ore comes from Minnesota, about 1,500 km from Pittsburgh through water transport. Very, very important. So here the transportation also become so easy. And water supply from Ohio, Monongahela and Allegheny rivers. And the transport of finished product to the market by both land and water roads. So these are the ways in which these are getting transported too. We are going to talk about cotton textile industry. So what about that? Oh, types of fabrics. There are multiple types of fabrics. What are they? Cotton, wool, silk, jute, flax, etc. What we wear is all clothes, but these clothes are not made up of similar fabrics. There are multiple fabrics in which these clothes can be made. Clear? So it can be silk, it can be wool, it can be jute, it can be any kind of fabric, right? Yes. So now what we are going to learn is all about the types of fabrics. Natural fibers and man-made fibers, right? So fibers are basically classified into two as natural fibers and man-made fibers. So natural fibers are formed out of natural sources. So it can be from plant or from animal. Clear? Silk, cotton, linen, all these are termed as these natural fibers. What about man-made fibers? These are formed artificially in laboratories. Very, very important. So these are manufactured in laboratories. So nylon, acrylic, rayon. Now we are going to talk a little more about it. We are going to talk about cotton textile industry in detail. So famous fabrics. The muslins of Dhaka, chindis of Machilipatnam, calicos of Calicut, gold throat cotton of Burhanpur. Clear? And similarly, spinning wheels and looms are used for the manufacture of cotton fabrics. So if you want to manufacture these fabrics, we have to make use of spinning wheels and looms. And important centers are Coimbatore, Kanpur, Chennai, Ahmedabad and Mumbai. So important producers are India, China, Japan and the USA. Clear? And now let's learn a few more things about it. What about Ahmedabad? This is located in Gujarat and this is known as the Manchester of India. Second largest textile city of India, and important producers of cotton textiles are India, China, Japan and the USA. So this is very close to cotton growing areas, ideal climate for spinning and weaving and easy transportation. So these are the major reasons in which these cotton industries are very much concentrated to Ahmedabad. So Osaka is a textile center of Japan. This is known as Manchester of Japan, and important producers of cotton textiles are India, China, Japan and the USA. And what are the basic reasons why this is concentrated to Osaka? Why? Because this area has a warm, humid climate, river Yodo supplies water, and there are multiple pod facilities too. So that's all about the main things that we learned in this particular chapter. By this, class 8 geography is over. So if you want to learn more and more, you can go through the lessons we posted earlier. And now we are going to summarize the points what we discussed today. We started with classification of industries, factors affecting the location of industries, industrial system, industrial regions, and finally major industries. So that's the end of the class. We'll meet next day with an amazing session similar to this. Have a nice day and goodbye everyone. Thank you so much.